What's up, everybody? Good morning, evening, and everything in between. Keel here, and today I managed to get my hands on another Beyblade X product. Today I managed to get my first Beyblade X Hasbro product, Keel Shark 360 Low Flat. Now, one of the cool things about Keel Shark, or in Takatomi, Shark Edge, is that this is, I believe, the first and the only attack type bit with a focus on upper attack instead of being a focus on smash attack. It's still very much, if you look at the back, it's still shaped more like an oval or a rectangle, meaning it has good smash attack. But if you look at it from the side, the beginning starts really, really low and ends really, really high. It is like a legitimate ramp that can do really good upper attack and maybe upper smash. This is supported by the low flat tip. One of the first low tips in Beyblade X. Low flat, if you look at here, it has little divots in the side. It's actually thinner than other bits usually are, which means that it's shorter, thus improving the upper attack potential. Now, I'm typically not one for tearing apart the packaging, but just this once, or at least for the first time, I'm going to open it the way they want me to. Oh, come on. Well, if it'll actually... Just a second. Come on. Is that good enough? No. Okay, let's do it like that. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Hey, that opened pretty smooth. Okay, and here are all the parts. First up, we have Shark Edge. As mentioned before, it has these slopes that can really go over and cause some upper attack, but I just realized how kind of close and short they are, because this is actually really close to the middle. And if you look at here, or at least on the underside, I think is the best way to show it, you can very visibly see that this line between these two contact points is the longest part of the Beyblade. It's basically a glorified oval, which means that you're going to be getting less upper attack from this short side and more smash attack from this side right here. Next up, we have 360. We've already seen this part before. It came out on drawn swords. It's one of the earliest parts. It's got 3 kind of wide-ish contact points, meaning that it does good damage. How am I going to describe that? It has it doesn't burst as often, and it's short, which lends really well to the upper attack style of combat. I must say, compared to the original, because I have them on standby, I do like how the middle here is purple and to match the outer ring and not clear like the original drawn sword. That's just a me thing, a personal touch, but I do like this like a amethyst-ish clear purple. Real big fan. And last up, we have low flat. As you can see from the bottom view, there's quite a few differences from normal flat, which again I have on standby. First off, there's 3 divots in the side. That's just a signifier that this is a low height bit. I'm pretty sure if you have a mid-height track, I will show it here on screen, but I'm pretty sure mid-height tracks have extra ridges that instead of cutting in, go out. There's like 8 of them. That's how you know that this is this middle bit is taller than usual. And you can see here from the side by side. Can I show that? Yeah, you can see how it's slightly. It's actually really hard to see, but it is slightly thinner on the low flat than it is on the normal flat. On top of that, there's a divot on the inside. This divot basically makes it to where all normal Beyblades basically act how all normal flat tips basically act like the whole flat tip from earlier versions of the game. This makes it wear down less easy to where if it wears down on the outer ring, it still has a hole in the middle, so it'll still remain flat. Alternatively, for low flat, there is no hole in the middle, which unfortunately means that if you were to go over and wear this down, there'd be no hole in the middle to keep it flat, so it would just wear this down. It would become like an extra wide semi-flat, like a worse tapered, effectively. And lastly, we have the Bey fully assembled. Here we can see the top-down view. I don't think I mentioned this early in the video, but I really like the choice of having this bold purple clash with this little small thing of magenta in here. Really nice color contrast. Here we have the side view. You could actually tell. I'm glad that I have Drown Sword on standby so I can kind of show it off, but like it's hard to see, but you can kind of tell just by looking at it that it has at least it's a little shorter, which means on another short-ish combo you can kind of tell that like, yes, this is more susceptible to attacks. This is more capable of attacking. And lastly, the bottom view, which no one's going to see. personal problem, and it's a real nothing issue. I noticed how lately it seems like the three-sided Beyblades have how to describe it? The ratchets that have an odd number of sides are more like burst resistant than ones with an even number of sides, like 4 or the recent release 2. They seem like they are much more burst prone, which sucks because this Beyblade has 2 big edges, 2 big wings, but it also has 3 points on the ratchet. So even though it's more prone to bursting, just aesthetically, this looks really off to me. That's just a personal thing. And while we're talking about Beyblade sizes, I want to show a side-by-side with a taller Beyblade, because while they might not be perfectly lined up in my hands, it becomes much easier and much more evident to see where the upper attack would be able to help out and make it like hit better from below instead of dead on. So anyways, that's the new unboxing, that's a new Bey in my collection, and I hope you all have a really good rest of the day.